Suicide among teens increasing in Wisconsin. It is the second leading cause of deaths for those under the age of 18.
Tonight, one family is sharing their story in hopes of sparing other families their pain. Casey Geraldo reports.
We understand this is a sensitive topic, but we want to talk to you about suicide today to highlight some of the prevention work happening here in Wisconsin and to urge those who need help to get it.
When your son tells you, I think about suicide every single day, I mean, that just crushes you.
The Kujawa family wants to keep their son Jack's legacy alive.
He was more like Robin Williams died from depression, and I would put him on par with that. He tried really hard to make everyone happy, make everyone smile.
I got a feeling, ooh, that tonight's gonna be a good night.
Jack was popular and goofy, athletic and smart. He also suffered from depression.
I have great memories of us when we're out with him and his friends at home. He was a totally different person at home, and the person we saw, no one else saw.
Last year, Jack died by suicide.
Sometimes that funny kid that everyone likes could be the person suffering from depression.
His mom and dad work to prevent future tragedies for other families.
It's an illness, you wouldn't say, oh, that person has cancer. How could they, they're so good looking, how could they possibly have cancer?
In 2015, 47 teens between the ages of 10 and 19 died by suicide. The next year, 60 teens killed themselves. In 2017, the number increased again to 65.
For kids, it's so important to think about how much do they feel like they belong in their school, How accepted are they?
Barbara Moser of Prevent Suicide Greater Milwaukee is trying to change policy to teach kids coping skills.
We're sort of got this delusion that we're supposed to be happy all the time. It's not really the human condition.
The Kujawas were in regular communication with Jack's teachers about his mental illness, but they weren't sure everyone really understood the scope of his issues.
It was hard for, I think, the teacher to believe that because our son was very popular. He was an athlete, he was an actor, he had tons of friends. And I remember one time somebody's, he's so good looking, how could he possibly have depression?
Suicide prevention specialists like Moser are pushing for changes in the way schools prepare kids for life as young adults.
Learn these skills that can help us when things are going sour in our lives, which they inevitably will.
Skills including self-compassion and, for fellow teens, how to look for warning signs. One such program is Hope Squad. It teaches students how to recognize when their classmates are struggling. At least one school in southeast Wisconsin embraced the program. Right now, there are 500 across the country. Beyond programming, Moser says stepping outside our comfort zone and having hard conversations about suicide can help.
When people hear these stories, it really helps to decrease stigma. And when we decrease stigma, more people are willing to seek help.
That's what the Kujawas hope for by sharing Jack's story.
I think that the more compassion that is being shown, I think the more that these folks can feel like they are accepted.
And for those who are dealing with these issues, they hope Jack's story will inspire people to get the help they need. If you or someone you love is dealing with mental health issues or suicidal thoughts, please call the number behind me. We've also compiled a number of resources on our website for mental health awareness, including an endowment fund set up in Jack Kujawa's memory. For the I-Team, I'm Casey Geraldo.